And now, deep from the heart of America, from West Texas, it's Frontline News to Front Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, Frontline News, Reactive Front News.
Hey guys, welcome on board. Now, it's come to me that some of these news ads on both sides of the aisle being a bit more reactive. We can squash the Washington Times off of our list of trustworthy as long. But we're going to go to some of the more conservative news and go with that. Alright. Today's resources, we're going to be going to the Federalist. Here it is. Here's an article. Hopefully. Liz Cheney. House Democrats target Americans for exercising right to protest. Let me tell you something. I think that's enough for anybody to be angry. Oh, it's okay for one side to protest over another. Now listen to me, I'm not going to argue with this one, okay? This one's a reactive story. Ain't worth covering, but I think if man wants to protest, he can protest. So let's not be reactive hypocrites on both sides of the aisle. Alright, here's one. Hopefully this will be Charles Blow's self-obsession is pathetic. Alright, let's look at this and see if it's true. There is no possible way to capture the comic self-obsession of New York Times writer Charles Blow without reading firsthand any one of his desperately overwrought twice-weekly columns. What is this? Reactive news today? Okay, here's one I think we can report more objectively, hopefully. How the radical social justice agenda is devastating mental health care. Oh, okay. This is one that JR and I want to report. On this episode of the Federalist Radio Hour, Dr. Sally Sato, a practicing psychiatrist and senior fellow of the American Enterprise Institute, joins culture editor Emily Jasinski to discuss her article, When Therapists Become Activists, and explains how the radical social justice agenda is infiltrating mental health care. I'm going to say this, okay? I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out to both sides out on this one. If you're doing political advocacy against the will of the patient, that's when you're wrong. You shouldn't be practicing in mental health. Now, if you and that patient are in agreement, that's one thing, but there's another. Listen to me. We Americans need to wake up. Alright, this is a serious matter. Mental health is something that James Hendrick Empowerment Media cares about. Alright? Here's one that I like. This one's worth reporting, I know. Republicans seek to ban Biden's vaccine mandate. from interstate commerce. 5 Republican senators banded together Wednesday to introduce a new bill that would prevent the U.S. Department of Transportation and all of its sub-agencies from requiring proof of COVID vaccinations for businesses that engage in interstate commerce. Oh, now listen to me. It shouldn't be mandated for the business people to do it. There should be no mandates, okay? Now I'm going to say this because Jimmy feels this, a lot of us on the crew feel this. We ain't against vaccines. Unless you have a serious health conditions that keeps you from taking the vaccine. And say you go see a doctor as well researched in the matter. You go see that doctor. That doctor, if he's well researched in your health matter and he tells you to take the vaccine, that's the responsible thing to do. What is it? We turn into babies about what's responsible? Have we as a culture, as a society, gotten that lazy? Huh? Now listen to me. Here's one now. Let the School Boards Associations begs Biden to use domestic terrorism laws to target concerned families, concerned parents. The leftist National School Board Association is begging President Joe Biden to use domestic terrorism laws to target parents who oppose anti-science mask mandates for children and the infiltration of racist curriculum in schools. Okay, listen to me. Parent has a right to decide what's going on as far as these school board associations. Why don't we pass a mandate that these suckers need to be elected? Why don't we pass mandates that say, hey, enough about mandates. More about individual responsibility. More about character education. I like talking about the news, how important it is. Here's one I like. We're going to finish off with this one, guys, because I'm about ahead of this, reporting some of this news. It's the recycle. Pompeo states, I did not know about Milley's calls with Communist China. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said he was not informed at the time that Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General Mark Milley made potentially treasonous phone calls to his counterpart in Communist China. Such things just utterly disgust me. Alright? Now you listen to me. Something like that. That just utterly disgusts me. let's get down to plain truth. I can report from the news in a few minutes, maybe in a less reactive way. But you can rest assured, I'm going to watch where there's a little less recycled news. I hope you enjoyed listening to Frontline News with Frank Clark. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to receive news updates. This is James Hendrick of Power Network saying until next time, be informed proactively.